Next contest is your main event of the evening, scheduled for one fall. Yeah. Hey, records on my demo. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 265 pounds, the wrestling all-star, Ganon Jones Jr.
We've talked about the records of some of the other PCW stars throughout the course of this broadcast, but everybody else who has a sterling or near sterling record has been in tag team action. There's asterisks, there's caveats, but Ganon Jones Jr. has just straight up one-on-one beaten everybody, and no one has stopped him. And Ganon has used this to get onto his soapboxing claim that he is superior to all Cleveland athletes, whether it's Cleveland Indians, whether it's LeBron James, whether it's the rest of the Cavaliers, whether it's the Browns, whether it's the great athletes that made the Cleveland independent wrestling scene what it is today. And Ganon has walked over everybody. Rex Brody's been defeated. Sonny Weiss has been defeated. Bobby Beverly's been run out of town. All these athletes have stood up to Ganon Jones Jr. or fled town when they were told they were. Ganon Jones Jr. stands tall by himself until we saw the return to Turner's Hall of this man back in the month of November. Present day, he is one of the top contenders to the CZW Championship out on the East Coast, but for over a decade, Turner's Hall was one of the homes of Rickey Shane Page, and I'm sure Rickey never thought he'd be back here competing. But man, when I found out Rickey was interested in answering the challenge of Ganon Jones Jr., stepping up for Northeast Ohio professional wrestling as a whole, standing up for the city of Cleveland, these people who have helped support him and obviously are so appreciative to see him back, it was a no-brainer. Rickey Shane Page and Ganon Jones Jr. was a match we needed to see.
And I'm very excited to see this match, and it's going to prove once again that Pittsburgh is miles above Cleveland. And in terms of everything, in sports, in the world of financial stability, and certainly in the world of professional wrestling. Give Rickey Shane Page his due, accomplished a lot. Pride of Cleveland, if you will, but he's not Ganon Jones Jr., he's not Pittsburgh, and we're fixing to find out why. But I'm not impartial.
Are you not? You're not impartial? Are you serious?
I'm very...
You're doing everything but waving a Ganon Jones Jr. pennant.
Does he have one? Because merchandise, for reasons, of course.
Stop it. Well, who do you give the advantage to? Not geographically, but just physically, talking about stature, because both these guys are around 6'5", and both these guys are around the same weight, although built differently. So compare and contrast what you think each one has to do to come out on top.
Well, Rickey Shane Page isn't afraid to go, we've seen him go ultra-violent, but not afraid to really kick it into a different gear that not a lot of guys have. We haven't seen Ganon Jones Jr. really go to the plunder, if you will, and go to that aggressive streak. We've seen him be aggressive, but not to a Rickey Shane Page level. So for Rickey, he's going to have to find that gear that Ganon may or may not have. We just haven't seen it yet. Now for Ganon, both of these men very agile for their size, but Ganon can fly like a cruiserweight, and that's something that can let him stand out from Rickey Shane Page. But I'll tell you, if it comes to fists, and if it comes to just straight punching one another, kicking one another in the face, Joe, this could be a long night, because these two men will not bow down to one another. This could be a very hard-hitting matchup.
It is win streak versus hometown pride, and with the announcement that was made to the live crowd just a moment ago, as Rickey has a good time in front of his people, Ganon Jones Jr., one of the first four announced, one of the top 4 seeds for the Premier Championship Wrestling title tournament. Ganon Jones Jr., Andrew Palace, Jason Cade, and unfortunately the New Age plague Gory. But if we see Gory involved at our next event, he'll be banned from the building. If he shows up in February, he's out of the title tournament. I'm just going to put that out there right now. But my point to bring that up, I don't want to talk about Gory now because we've got enough. I'm not going to give in to his attention. Ganon Jones Jr. wants to win this matchup because he needs some momentum. 2-0. Ganon has more momentum than anybody else in this company right now. But if he is not successful tonight, what does that mean for him on the road to the title tournament?
Well, it's certainly going to stop his momentum that he's got. And it's going to maybe...
Notice Rickey getting in Ganon's head. You were that close, my man. You were that close.
Well, for somebody that may, unfortunately, in the future take on Ganon Jones Jr., if he's not able to pick up the victory, maybe they can find a little dent in the armor, so to speak, and figure out how you beat this giant of a man. It's going to be Rickey Shane Page not only to win this match, but also as other individuals in that tournament can use this as a scouting mission.
Oh, without question. And we'll find out the other 4 names in that tournament as part of our February live event. You'll find that out if you can't be with us live on the February Saturday Night Slam DVD release. A big takedown from Rickey to Ganon. Not many men can knock Ganon down.
Well, certainly not a lot of men can without the assistance of another person or an object.
It is a series of hip tosses, both men countering the other. And Rickey hip locks Ganon clear out of the ring, and Ganon not hurt but frustrated.
Well, he landed right on his feet. And you mentioned the 4 other. Who are the other 4? Tell me. Well, I won't tell. Just cover the mic. I won't tell.
Our team is still having meetings about that.
Yeah, well, I know, but they won't let me in. I'm trying to give my 2 cents. I'll give 4 cents, and then nobody's really paying attention to me.
Testament to the athleticism of Ganon Jones Jr. that he was able to land on his feet a moment ago. And now taking his good old time. And notice, like a typical pampered athlete, he thinks that everybody operates on his time, and he should dictate when this matchup resumes. But that's not how it works. You got 10 seconds.
Well, Joe, he's getting himself centered. We saw him adjust the knee brace there, make sure his knee pads were set, and he put the mouthpiece back in.
A lot of good it did. And Rickey Shane Page, tied up Ganon in the ropes and just let the momentum carry him down.
Well, Rickey Shane Page is definitely one to play these mind games.
And Rickey apologizes. There's a roll-up, stacks him up on top of the shoulders for 2.
And I'll add to what I said earlier. This could be another way we...
Oh, there's that athleticism again, Jones.
I mentioned before, there's nobody really been able to get inside the head of Ganon Jones Jr. There are individuals that have had a little bit of an impressive showing, maybe a glimmer of hope here or there, but not able to get in the head of Ganon Jones Jr., and that's going to be the key for Rickey Shane Page. And remember, Rickey Shane Page has the experience as well by about 6 or 7 years, if not more.
Ganon peppering Rickey Shane Page with those elbows. And do you think it was a mistake from Ganon to not attempt to cover on Rickey Shane Page after that drop kick? He went straight to that chin lock. Is that maybe going into the reputation of Rickey Shane Page a little bit, the pain threshold he has? Is Ganon Jones Jr. stepping out of his box, so to speak, when he comes into this matchup?
Well, I will say it might have been a bit of a mistake. Even if you're Ganon Jones Jr. is near 300 pounds, so when you're that weight on someone, it does take energy to get them off of you. So that would have been a good maneuver there by Ganon Jones Jr., but he's in control right now, being smart, but he's got to stay on Rickey Shane Page.
Ganon with a full extension of the leg in the corner, back with a kick straight to the base of the spine. And you can tell that that sent a shockwave of pain up Rickey Shane Page's body. And Ganon has that he has that power behind him where he can make these holds and these strikes that may be commonplace with a smaller athlete, just that much more devastating.
He's got to keep that pain on him. I don't want to say Rickey Shane Page likes the pain, but I really don't think he hates it.
Might be a fair assessment. Rickey Shane Page with the elbows.
I'll tell you what Ganon Jones Jr. likes, and that's getting the W.
Oh, without a doubt. And a second time, Ganon springs up, caught Rickey in the face. God. That was pinpoint precision there. Caught Rickey coming in. And if Rickey wasn't prepared, again, checking the playbook?
Well, you got to check the playbook. That's what an athlete does.
Oh! If Rickey Shane Page wasn't prepared for the fight of his life tonight, then he may come out on the short end of the stick. Rickey Shane Page has a huge reputation, but Ganon is building his very quickly. And out of near fallen Rickey Shane Page. And can you imagine if Rickey Shane Page's Turner's Hall homecoming is destroyed and Ganon Jones Jr. moves on with another notch in the belt?
And that's something that we've left out about Ganon. He game plans. He knows who he's going in there against. You know, a lot of confidence, and you can even say an ego from Ganon Jones Jr., but he always knows what he's going up against.
Rickey having trouble breathing right now.
That's probably the Cleveland air.
Let's see.
No, you smell and you feel. You don't really see. Well, no, actually, you're right. You do see it.
Well, Ganon caught Rickey coming back in. I think Rickey was looking for a moment's reprieve there, and Ganon wouldn't give him anything as Ganon now charges in with a splash, but Rickey comes back with a boot.
See, and that's one thing. You saw Ganon Jones Jr. gave Rickey Shane Page a lot of space in which to operate and come up with a defensive, and that's another thing you can't do. You got to stay on him and stay in tight as well.
Rickey still having trouble breathing, but able to quicken the pace and charge him with those boots. And now, Shane Page with a twist of fate.
Well,
for Ganon Jones Jr. in more ways than one could do it. No.
He can slam a tornado. He can dry up a sea. He's Rickey Shane Page.
But can he defeat Ganon Jones Jr.? That's the question.
Well, I said earlier, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Were you not paying attention to me?
I understand.
You know, sometimes I don't feel like you communicate or listen to me, Joe.
Well, we'll go to couples counseling someday. What do you want from me?
You know, Nicky Valentino, he's a therapist.
Starting him first in the corner goes Ganon Jones Jr., and there's a back suplex. Could this be all? No.
You know, one new territory for Ganon Jones Jr. We haven't seen anybody really take him off his feet as often or nearly at all as Rickey Shane Page.
I feel like Rickey Shane Page, though, is starting to get a bit frustrated.
Well, you know, a majority of his opponents, he has the height, weight, and reach advantage, and that's not the case with Ganon. They're equal. If I have to give the nod to one of them, I'm going to give it to Ganon.
And Rickey, the worst for wear. He's taken a long time to follow through here with Ganon Jones Jr. That shows me that Ganon has done a lot to take Rickey Shane Page completely off his game. There you see again, Ganon able to reverse. Rickey hits the buckle hard and charge in with an elevated splash up and over. Great adjustment here from Ganon, who now mounts the second turnbuckle up and over with a neck breaker. Ganon could have this thing.
And see, there's that aerial ability.
Rickey Shane Page defeated. No.
Not a lot of guys his size have that. And I said earlier about giving Rickey Shane Page space. You don't want to give Ganon time because he does have that quickness. He does that ability where he's not afraid to take a high-risk maneuver. And if you give him that time, he's going to have an opportunity to take over.
Ganon measuring Rickey Shane Page now, maybe sensing the end could be near. And Rickey turns around, caught the waiting boot of Ganon, and now Rickey with the striking game. It's always been his strength. But Ganon back the third beautiful leap up around the face and chin area of Rickey, and an ear fall again.
And I don't know if you've ever been hit with a size 15 boot, Joe, but when it comes from a guy of that size, it's that much more devastating. And you can see Rickey just trying to reach for something, anything he can get his hands on or get himself back into this.
And Ganon taking his mouth guard out a moment ago. You could sense he may be getting a bit frustrated. As Ganon now maybe looking to take a chance. You talked about that deceptive athleticism that Ganon Jones Jr. has for his size. As Pro Wrestling's All-Star goes for everything, but nobody there.
And that was a picture-perfect moonsault. The only thing missing was the landing on Rickey Shane Page.
Bicycle kick by RSP. Roaring elbow, no, Ganon met him. Ganon was a step quicker. A second kick. Got the roaring elbow that time. Ganon may be out. Rickey on top. Rickey Shane Page has pinned Ganon Jones Jr.
Here is your winner, Rickey Shane Page.
Rickey Shane Page is victorious. Ganon Jones Jr.'s unbeaten streak in PCW wasn't easy for Rickey, but that undefeated streak of Ganon Jones Jr. has ended here tonight at our first event of 2017.
And Joe, I said earlier about guys learning something from this. I don't know a lot of guys that can do what Rickey Shane Page did. And well, now we're going to hear from him.
What are you saying? Listen, you got a big mouth. But you can back it up. Now I know that this Cleveland thing showed you how to respect people from this city. So shake my hand like a man and put all this garbage behind you.
Yeah, you gonna do the honorable thing? You had a heck of a unbeaten run, but yeah. Hey. I don't think we've seen the last of Ganon Jones Jr. or his crusade against Cleveland. And there you see just motion. That was directed at everybody in this building. But ladies and gentlemen, history made it, our first event of 2017. New Year's Revolution. Rickey Shade Page returns home. And he ends the unbeaten streak of Ganon Jones Jr. Good night from Turner's Hall.